Hello, everyone. Welcome to another conscious conversation. My name is Danielle Gaudette. Thank you for joining me. Today's topic is about changing habits. Please feel free to say hello in the chat box if you are here. So, I'll say this now. I'll say it again in the end for anyone who joins late. But today is the end of a long series that I've been doing. Hello, Julie. A long series of conversations I've been doing on the topic of human management for earth management, and what that looks like. Hello, Blueberry. So today is my last conscious conversation. Okay, I'm kind of wrapping up what I've been talking about all along. So if you have any questions, if you've been joining me, please feel free to type in the chat box and let me know, and I'd love to answer your questions here. They've all been very interconnected, and today's topic is about changing habits. Yes, I will miss you too. Thank you. But you can reach out to me and I'll let you know, I'll be out there on social media here and there doing different kinds of lives, different times and different places. So feel free to reach out and I will let you know. But this has been wonderful to talk about changing and transforming ourselves for helping the earth, which is really the thing that I have the most passion about. Welcome, Amy. Today's the last conscious conversation. So this is the end of the series of conversations in human management, and I will not be doing another conscious conversation as much as I love interacting with you guys, but you can come have conversations with me other places. But today is the wrap up of the human management conversations for earth management. Okay, did I cover my bases? I think I said 3 times. Thank you. I'm so glad you've enjoyed it. So today's topic is about changing habits. Now, we've been talking all along about going within and feeling more than thinking, observing the self and accepting ourselves, and then talking about what we want to create, right? Want to create loving myself more, or a more loving life, or a more bright life, and how that contributes to the earth. So earth's transformation, well, is related to human transformation. I mean, the health, well-being of this planet and this world is really in the hands of each and every human. That's why managing our mind and our heart and our energy and what we're putting out is so important. These are all kind of the things I've been talking about all along. We're more important than we realize that we are. So we talked about what we want to create and how that begins with our choices. And it all seems easy, right? Oh, I just want to love myself more. I want to create more peace in my life. I want to create more light in my life. But then why is it not always so easy, right? You might be thinking that. And we talked about, repeat, just do it again, feel yourself again, watch yourself, accept yourself, make a choice again. We talked about that, I believe, last time in the topic of perseverance. So yes, while we are doing this repeated action, just repeatedly self-examining and making shifts and choosing for what we really want to create, the one thing I want to kind of leave you with here today is what we really want to take a look at. This is related to our habits. It's our habits that have been going in a different direction from what we wanted to create. Otherwise, we would have been creating it all along, right? Again, I always use the topic of self-love because it's important for me. I think it's important for all of us, and it's an easy one to talk about. I'm glad you're here on time too, Blueberry. Thank you. So this is just an example. I often use this as an example. But if I want to love myself more, okay, that's what I want to create. Okay, that's what I want to choose. So now I need to make choices that are in alignment, right? I make choices for that creation and take actions that are in alignment with the choices. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Okay, should be easy. But sometimes it feels hard. Sometimes it feels like not making any movement towards that. Like it's not manifesting for me. And as we are repeating the process again and again, we need to examine what habits are maybe pulling me in a different direction. Like I have set up a lifetime of habits that are unloving to myself personally. So I can see Julie saying, yes, it's so hard to change our habits. Why? They're just, they're deeply rooted, right? It's like a groove. It's like a groove in a record or like a track. It's become so ingrained. The circuit, actually, it's very much related to the brain, which is, why I also, love brain education, body and brain. I give a big shout out for Brain Education TV, everything that Linda's doing there, because what we're ultimately doing is we need to work with our brain. This is a track that has been ingrained in our brain from the time that we were very small, teeny tiny, maybe what we learned from parents, teachers, siblings, what we saw, what we experienced, what we told ourselves, beliefs that set in, and now habits are formed. And once you do it, one time, two time, three time, five time, your brain, it like it captures that. I guess is the best way that I want to say it. Your brain captures it. Okay, this is what we do. Okay, this is what we do. It's kind of like riding a bike, right? Or driving. If you're driving from your house to a place that you always go, the store down the street and back, let's say, you're just kind of doing it almost without thinking by habit. You know the way. Like riding a bike, by habit, you just get on and your feet know and your body, your leg, like everything knows how to balance, what to do. By habit, you trained yourself. We trained ourselves when we were very young, when we were unconscious. We didn't even realize we were training ourselves in these habits, but they became deeply rooted. So we absolutely shouldn't blame ourselves for that. We might have the tendency to do that, which is why I emphasize it. We have to be, kind and forgiving. Again, I'm kind of tying in everything here, but we need to be forgiving with ourselves about that. That's nobody's fault, and that's not related to our, weakness or shortcoming. It's just a habit that was set in place. And now, as adults who are working on a healing process, where we're becoming more aware. And that's the best that we can do. We're turning on the light, we're going within, turning on the light inside and becoming aware. Oh, wow. Look, I'm trying to get to, let's say, self love. Why do I keep going over here to self criticism? Why do I keep coming over here to complaining inside my mind or being frustrated with what I feel, what I just did, what I didn't do, criticizing, being unkind to myself, unhealthy in my communication with myself in some way. That's not aligned with my self-love goal. Oh, but I keep doing, oh, these are habits that I set in place over a long period of time. So we want to examine the habits. We want to look at them. We don't want to avoid them. We don't want to be like, oh, I hate that about myself. I don't want to see it, because could be a tendency that would go under the category of avoiding. But the more we avoid them, the more they remain, they control us. So even though it's uncomfortable to like look clearly at what habit I might have, wow, I have a habit to keep complaining in my mind, let's say. Does that make me feel good about myself? No, it doesn't feel great, but I need to face it. I need to look at it and I need to accept it, because as I said, this doesn't mean there's something bad or wrong about me. This is just a habit I need to face. So I can see what habits are pulling me away from my goal. They keep pulling me kind of subconsciously, automatically, automatic pilot into the direction where I didn't want to go anymore. I want to go in this direction now. So we need to examine them. As part of your self awareness, don't be afraid to see them. And then they will kind of reveal themselves to you or unfold day by day as you repeat the process with perseverance, right? As you try again and feel again and watch again, accept again and choose again and take another action. Oh, this is a very strong habit. And the habits are tied in to my beliefs, but they became like actions, you know, that I just sort of accept them as this is the way that I am. But actually, it's not who I am, it's not my true self at all. It's just a habit. And those habits might pull us into more negative spaces where we don't want to go. So I want you to make sure to become more and more aware. I I had said, I was going to give you a tip for this today, and here it is. I highly recommend you having a journal. I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, already do. And I want to recommend you might even get something separate from your usual journal where you kind of write about everything and anything in, and you might want to have a specific change journal. And this is the change journal where you're changing habits and changing things about yourself and your daily life to help you move towards your creation goal. We don't have to change because there's something wrong with us. So I want to clarify that. I don't want to. I don't want you to feel anxiety like I have to change myself. I have to change myself. No, we have to accept ourselves just the way that we are. But we can see if we have habits that are covering me or pulling me away. And that's why I'm having a hard time reaching the goal that I really want. Let's say I want to be more peaceful, more loving to the people around me, or love myself more. I have to consider the habits, not avoiding them. So, a change journal, this is just helping us to evolve. It's helping us to grow and evolve as humans, as better managers, right? And keepers of the earth. We grow and evolve our own selves to be better managers of the earth. Does that make sense? It's not easy to leave the safe zone, Blueberry is talking about. Yes, that's right. I think that that safe zone you're speaking of, or our desire for comfort. Again, sometimes we need to be comforted. I'm not saying there's anything bad or wrong about comfort, but sometimes we can see it's not a comfort like I need to comfort myself or I need comfort from a friend right now. Not that kind of comfort. It's like, I'm just sort of stuck. I don't want to see, like, I just keep repeating the same thing over and over. I'm stuck in the same rut, same routine, and I can see like I want to get there, but I can't. I don't know why. So it can be uncomfortable to look at our habits at the time. And that is when, yes, you want to get out of the safe zone or the comfort zone. What do you recommend writing in our change journal without judgment, Amy? Yes, thank you for asking. That's right, what I was right about to say. So, yes, in your change journal, as part of your evolution, I just started just a change journal. So I did this for many years, and I found it to be very powerful. And I can see Amy wrote without judgment. Yes, it must be an absolutely no judgment space. This journal, and so you just write, the date and like what kind of things I want to change today. For instance, I want to wake up earlier, or I want to stop reacting to my friend, partner, spouse, parent, child. I want whatever, like freely. Just when you kind of connect with yourself, really like, I don't feel good about that. I want to be more positive. I'm going to offer gratitude more today. Freely, freely. And it can also be abstract. So it can be mixed. Abstract is fine. And I say this because I don't want you to put rules on yourself. Because once you start putting rules on yourself, it's really hard to not get caught up in this in judgment and self-judgment. And a lot of people wouldn't even try it because they know, oh, and then if I don't do it, and then if I failed, and then I'm bad, and then I didn't change, and then I didn't do it, and I didn't do it right, and I can't do it, and I'll never do it. This I really, really don't want to happen for you. This is the opposite of what I'm talking about here. So it's got to be a safe space for you where you can talk freely and you just number. These are the things I would like to do more of. Maybe you want to exercise more, or maybe it's just very abstract internal. I want to talk more loving to myself. So as I said, it can be mixed. Abstract things and concrete things mixed together. I want to say I love you to my eyes in the mirror 3 times. I think I talked about that in one of these conscious conversations. Because personally, I think it's great when we have a little tip, a little action item that we can align with our choice. I like both. I like to be free to just say whatever I want to say. And I like to have little concrete ones in there that make me feel hopeful and excited. Like I can do that. I can apply that. And you just write it down. You just write it freely. That's it. And then the next day, you take out your change journal and you just do it again. And maybe you have the exact same list of 5 or 10. And maybe you have some new ones. And you kind of do it each day. Some of them, maybe you feel like you are changing and you're just writing it to motivate, yeah, keep doing your daily walks, your daily steps. Yeah, I want to spend more time in nature. Okay, still want to keep spending more time in nature. Oh, I want to go to nature with my family, with my friend, whatever it is. You can tweak them. They can be the same. Your heart should be in it. This is what's important, right? With anything that's going to really have a real lasting effect for us, we have to be into it. My heart should be in it. It should excite me. I should feel like sincere about what I'm writing, not just rote. Again, that's habit. I'm doing this because Danielle said, and I'm just writing the same thing every day because I don't know what to write. This is not the kind of change journal. It should be alive with your heart, your spirit, your mind, your wishes, your growth desire, day to day, not like far away, right? Like, oh, someday I'll live here and I'll have this in my life. It shouldn't be far away. This change journal is day to day, like really, can I change myself? Can I change myself? And then as you live your daily life, you're going to watch, why was that hard? For instance, like be positive, speak positively, for instance. You might write that in your change journal, and every day you might see, oh, but yesterday I got really negative and I was complaining to myself and others. That's when you get to see, wow, there's a habit here. I need to look at that habit. I need to feel into that habit. I need to pay attention to that habit more if I want to really change it. Why do I need to pay attention? So I can catch it. I can catch it and then change it. I can catch my old habit and then apply the new habit. That's why I have to pay attention. I have to see. First, I have to see it, feel it, accept that I have it. So as you try to do this day by day, you're going to start to see yourself. You are welcome to make notes either on the side or at the end of a day or at the beginning of the next day. What I realized yesterday, little awakenings, little notes that help you. I think I need some more concrete plan for this. I think I'm going to do 5 minutes of writing everything positive today at the end of the day. There's like infinite choices. I've said this to y'all before too. There's infinite choices. There's infinite actions. Maybe not infinite actions. There's actually so many. There's so many actions we can take, even little ones that we didn't realize that could change a habit, that could make a really big difference. So if you see a habit, oh, okay, I put down to talk positively, but I can see that I always fall into the habit of being negative when this kind of thing happens in my life, when I talk to this person, when someone says this to me. Okay, starting today, my new note in my change journal, a new topic is, I'm going to stay grounded and focused. For any of you who do body and brain, you know about the energy, lower energy center, Danjan, or it could just be your feet. I'm going to feel my feet. I'm going to feel my lower abdomen when I talk to people. Like your changes will get more specific as you observe yourself. This is a very fun, no judgment game that I want you to play. It's a game that you play with yourself for changing, for transforming. And then we can eliminate the voices that say, "Oh, I always, I never." No, I'm doing something new. Look, I'm changing. That's why I like the journal, because what I was also going to say is after some, many days, maybe even a week or two, maybe even a month, but I think weekly is probably better. You go back and check yourself. You can go back and look. You can make little stars next to the ones that you feel are going well. You can make little underlines under the ones like, oh, yeah, I forgot that I said that. I still want to work on that. I'm bringing that back in. So you see, I have been talking to you all along about cultivating a healthier relationship with yourself. Managing ourselves is about having a healthy relationship with ourselves. Managing anything needs to be healthy. Otherwise, it becomes poor management, right? How I manage my body, how I manage my relationships, how I manage at work. We want our management to be healthy. I think that's the point of earth management. So it starts with having a healthy relationship with me. So when you do this change journal, you're having fun with yourself. Oh, yeah, circle that one. That one I forgot about, but I really want to do that. That's an important one. That's going top on my list today. Let's put that at the top of the list. I got good at these ones down here, but I got to bring this one up to the top. Enjoy with yourself. Play well with your changes. You are evolving and you are changing your brain circuit. You're rerouting your brain circuit. This is a very challenging effort. It takes time, it takes diligence, it takes patience, it takes love, it takes perseverance. But enjoy the process. I think I said that last week as well. Enjoy the process. But I think having a change journal gives you something very specific to play this game with yourself. So it's loose. I'm not going to give you too much structure because it's all about you. You got to check in with you and feel yourself like, this is what I want to change. This is what I want to change. This is what I want to change. And now, as you do life, you look at the end of the day, did I change it? There's a habit there. This one's really hard for me. I had change journals that the same thing was on every date for years. I'm like, wow, that one I'm really struggling with. That one I'm stuck. I have to look more closely at why this has been part of my change journal for 3 years. Wow, there's a habit, deep, deep habit. And I looked back and I could see about my childhood and my influences and how I got here. And I just, loved myself for all of that and just keep going. So I know some of you like to have a concrete tip. So I wanted to give you the tip of the change journal. I see some Blueberry saying, even the act of writing with hand changes helps the brain. Oh, thanks for the motivation. Yeah. So sometimes also writing it out, right, it changes your brain because it lets you you see it in a different way, you're declaring it in a different way, you're taking it out of your subconscious and bringing it into your conscious awareness, which is the most important thing we can do. And so you're saying I'm not afraid about this anymore, and I don't hate myself for this anymore. I love myself for this. I love myself and I'm going to keep evolving myself. So this evolution is not a physical evolution, right? This is a mental, emotional, spiritual evolution that is needed for all of humanity, for the proper management of the earth. You're welcome for the ideas, Julie. Marissa, I love this so much, refreshing my perspective and giving me so much hope to be the hope for myself. Yes, great. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy that it's hopeful for you. There is a lot of hope. We don't need to be hopeless about ourselves. We need to enjoy the journey and play well with this transformation that we're all undergoing, not with pressure, not because I'm bad. Sometimes part of my transformation is I'm going to let go of trying to do anything today. I don't need to do anything. I'm not saying you have to do something, you have to fix something, and you have to be something. No, you're just shifting habits that kept you away from what you really wanted. So if what you really wanted was peace and love and light, and then, oh, this trying so hard thing is like not helping me get closer to that. That's another thing I want to change about myself. Being so hard on myself, having very high standards and expectations for myself, wanting to be perfect. You will see yourself more closely. And then you are free to add anything to your change journal anytime, or take away, or put it back again. Again, as Amy said at the beginning, it has to be a no judgment game, this game that we play with ourselves. No judgment zone. Otherwise, you cannot do it freely, and you cannot really see yourself, and you cannot really feel the joy of healthy growth, evolution, healthy transformation. So yes, I'm happy to hear that it offered you a bit of hope. I hope others feel that way too. These are small things that we can do that give us big hope, big joy, actually. Joy doesn't just come when some like major transformation, everything is different now. No, joy is something we find day by day, bit by bit, through small shifts, small changes. So I found whenever I can make a small change, I feel really happy and joyful. A small change creates big joy for me. So we find that hope inside. It doesn't have to be so extreme. Julie said, an awakening, judgment is also a habit to change. Yes, yes, exactly. So when you're writing down your goal, you want to start with your goal. Your goal should be clear. And your goal can be abstract too, but it could just be that I want to love myself more. I want to be more peaceful. I want to be more positive in life, whatever your goal is. And then you want to, put your changes in accordingly. And then as you try to apply them to your daily life, that's where you will notice those habits. You'll see things like Julie just said, like, oh, I have a lot of judgment actually. That's why I'm not being very loving to myself. How can I say I want to love myself and then keep judging myself the way I do all day? I can really hear it now. It's really amped in my mind. It's loud, this voice. Okay, tomorrow I'm adding this to my change list. So no judgment for that. Like, it's okay that I have that. This is a habit. You think about your life, when it started, your family members, who you heard judging, talking, your teachers, your social group. You'll see, oh, this is how I developed this habit. I don't need to be hard on myself. I'm just going to work on it. Yes, small change equals big joy. I love that. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, it's really true. So I hope this is helpful for all of you. And this change, I hope you take this change journal idea and practice with it and enjoy your creation and know that you are becoming a brighter light for the earth as you do that. And I have so enjoyed being here with you, and my soul got brighter from having you here each week and interacting with you. And I hope to see you again somewhere, some way down the road on the journey. But please know I will be continuing to work on all of these things myself. And I hope we can all do that as a commitment for a better earth. It's a win-win. The earth gets brighter as we get brighter. Our families get brighter as we get brighter. So doing it, taking care of myself in that way is truly like the greatest gift we can do for all. Julie, I will miss this series. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Julie. I'll miss you too. And Amy, this is helping me embrace change instead of fear it. Yes, right. There can be a lot of fear. So it can be tiny, tiny, just as much as we are ready. Find what gives you joy. Thank you, Blueberry. Thank you all so much. I'm going to wrap up here. I love you and I'm sending you lots of energy. Thank you very much. Good luck with your journey. Let's become great earth managers and inspire many people around us just through being you, just through living your true goal. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.